Hi, we're Set It Off. My name is Cody. I sing.
I'm Zach. I play guitar.
I'm Austin. I play bass.
And this is how music saved our lives. We all got started at different times. I've been started since I was a little kid. My parents were in a band. They toured together, and they would take me with them sometimes whenever the nanny couldn't take over. And so they played music, and my grandfather was surrounded by a bunch of like woodwind instruments. So I was constantly surrounded by music. But my first time I realized that I wanted to do this was I sang on stage with a band called All Time Low in 2008, and that was my first realization that it was like, you know, it really showed me that this was my favorite thing to do, and there was no feeling like it, so I've been chasing it since then.
I started liking music and all that when I was probably about 13 or 14, just listening to music and getting my first guitar and stuff and wanting to be in a band and go for it.
I started when I was about probably 12 or 13. I also come from a really musical family, and looking to kind of join what everyone else was doing, I just decided that was me.
I mean, I know not all of us were the most popular kids growing up, and so naturally, when you're not that, you tend to get picked on, and everyone has their different way of dealing with their problems in life. You know, like whether it's family problems, when you get picked on in school, and my favorite thing to do was I would go home and find my favorite band to listen to and just crank it, lock my door and just scream all the words to it. And that got me through more times. That saved my life, I could honestly say. Like, it's going back to the whole music saved my life thing was, you know, Newfound Glory, Sticks and Stones would get me through so much. I don't care if it was girl problems, getting picked on, anything. That was my savior growing up. That helped me out a lot.
I think the music was something that was a great outlook, or just anything, just listening to music or, you know, playing it, just getting all the emotions out of your body so they're not just sitting there and stuck in there. And then that's the worst thing, is beating yourself up and not letting it out and just sitting on it over and over and over again.
I know, like, if I was ever feeling like really pressed on a day or something like that, I would kind of play a game where I would listen to music from different genres, and I would kind of like, you know, start with like some angry song or some like sad song, and, you know, go from sad to angry, from angry to some song in boredom, you know, kind of just like play around with different genres in the way that affect me until I could play a song that was, you know, happy or upbeat, and I was able to be on that, and that was kind of a way that I would like physically pull myself out of things.
Now, I think we can all agree is, you know, if we ever have problems in our lives and we can't really talk about it with everyone else, we have our outlet, which is playing shows, and we tour so much. So it's, when we go on stage, it's like a flip switches on, and we just lose our minds. We get violent, we get crazy, and we just beat ourselves up on stage. But it feels great because we're playing music, we're emoting to the crowd's emoting back, and I feel like they find that connection between us. And I don't know if you guys agree with me on that, but that's music now is completely our therapy. Writing lyrics get me through half my time. Austin writes poetry, and he gets him through a lot of his stuff. You know, like, as long as you have the thing that you love, and it's finding the thing that you love, your distraction. If you're going through a rough time, like when I was growing up, maybe it wasn't music. I would play video games with my friends. I wasn't thinking about my tough times in my life, but that got me through my tough time. But currently, the thing that we have in common is that we want to be a successful band, and we work towards that goal, and it keeps us focused, and it gets us through anything that we're going through at that moment. Well, I think, all of us have had to unfortunately experience someone that we know commit suicide. We call our fans the SIO family, and it's not just a term that we take lightly, we take it very seriously. We talk to everyone that we see at shows, we give them all hugs, we get to know them as much as we can. There's a girl named Christina Horton that came to a show of ours in Canada. She came to a few shows, actually, and she came to see us play, and she was in home ec, I think it was. She had this little baby, or it was like, you had to like put keys in it, and I remember, I'll never forget, like, she brought it to the show, and she had it in the front row, and I took it, and I was like holding it up, which is probably bad for the grade, but we were having fun with it. Like, we shared a moment, and later, about like a couple months after, we found out that she took her own life. And it was really tough to deal with because we shared moments with her. It's like, especially when you know someone that well, and it really makes you step back, because maybe you've lost a friend to suicide, maybe you've lost a friend to natural causes. It really opens you and awakens you to how short life can be. And you realize that there's other ways to go about it than that. Like, cutting yourself is, I'm sorry if you do this and you're watching this, is the most stupid thing you can do, because you're giving yourself a permanent reminder of a bad time in your life. That is all you're doing. You're giving yourself pain and then a scar that's going to stay there forever, and you can literally look and be like, oh, that's when that kid called me that. That's when this happened in this day. That doesn't benefit you in any way, shape, or form. So what we encourage you to do is, you can tell yourself all you want that no one's going to listen to you, but it's not true. You're just telling yourself that's being negative. We'll listen to you. Your friends and family, who you do have friends and family, I guarantee it, will listen to you. And if you feel like you don't have that, come to a show, talk to us. And we'd be more than willing to talk to you about that.